I walked in on something horrifying with my girlfriend and 2 friends. I've been with my girlfriend Laura for a year. She is awesome and we love each other. I've been friends with Jake and Shelly for 2 years. We weren't that close seeing as I met them through my group of friends, but now we're very close. They adore my girlfriend and pretty much hang out with her more than me. One time they even told me if we were to break up they would pick her side over mine, even though I've known them longer. Anyway, I'll get to the point. So Laura just graduated college and wanted to celebrate. Let me start by saying she never drinks. In the year I have known her, I think she's only drank like once or twice, and honestly, that's because my group of friends kind of pressured her into it. She doesn't handle alcohol well since she is really small and has no tolerance. This will be important later. So Jake and Shelly invite her over to their place while I'm at work. So I can't come. The plan was for them to pick her up and take them to their place, and for me to pick her up after work so she doesn't drink and have to spend the night. All is well. I trust them and I know they are experienced drinkers and would watch her. I get off at 2 a.m. from work and head over to their place. At this point, I know Laura is drunk because of the sloppy texts I am getting from her. So I knew that I would have to take care of her. But then, I get to their house and I walk in on something terrible. Laura is passed out on the ground. Shelly is on top of her making out with her, and Jake is recording it all with his phone. I freak out and ask him what the duck is going on. I snatch his phone from him and delete the videos and pictures. He laughs and says it was all a joke, that they took the pictures to make fun of Laura in the morning, play a joke on her. I pick her up off the ground and we leave, guys. She was so drunk she could barely walk. She was puking constantly. She was crying and couldn't see straight. And my friends were completely sober. What the duck? I put her to bed and then receive a text from Shelly, saying that I shouldn't be mad since it was all a joke. I replied that they took advantage of her, and she agreed, but claimed they took advantage of her in a friendly way so that she would let loose and have fun since she is always studying. I was so disgusted that I didn't reply and cared for Laura all night since she wouldn't stop vomiting. The next day, Laura receives a bunch of text messages from them angrily berating her for getting them in trouble. They say she is a grown-ass woman who can handle her own mistakes, that they don't give a duck what I think about what they did, that I am a little bitch, and that it's basically all her fault and she pressured them into making the video. If you all saw how incoherent and blacked out my girlfriend was, you'd see that she couldn't even stand up, let alone pressure someone to do anything. She has been crying over it all day, and switches between yes it was all her fault, to no they were being disgusting assholes. As for me, they keep berating me and insulting me for being angry, saying I am overreacting to a simple joke that they were going to play on her. I don't know what to do. Please give me some advice. Am I wrong? Because I don't ducking think I am. But Jake and Shelly are going around spreading rumors about this, making me out to be a jealous, controlling asshole and my girlfriend to be a dumb drunk who pressured them into acting badly. Too long didn't read, walked in on my girlfriend passed out drunk on the floor and my best friends on recording a sexual video with her. Update. So for several days after the incident, they constantly contacted my girlfriend blaming her and telling her it was her fault. She did admit to them that she was blackout drunk and couldn't remember anything. And they pounced on that information by telling her false stories of what actually happened and telling her that I was lying and a controlling asshole who just wanted to isolate her from her true friends. Since they've known me for a long time, they then proceeded to tell her horrible stories about my past, that I did drugs when I was 18 for God's sake, that I was once arrested for drunk driving, that was a mistake I owned up to as soon as her and I met, and she was aware of it since the beginning, and that I've slept with multiple women and that Laura is just another number to me. Guys, I'll admit that I used to be a party animal and I have a bad past, but I am a changed person now and I love my girlfriend with all of my heart. It hurt that they were using my past against me in order to get her to come to their side. So I told her that she should go to the police and file a report, and she agreed. She warned them to quit harassing her and they flipped the duck out. They showed up at our house late at night to try to talk to her. They left treats and presents for her at our door. They even got her parents involved. Now, her parents are not idiots, and as soon as I told her what they did to Laura, her parents banned them from the house and threatened to call the police if they ever showed up again. It was a crazy ordeal, considering they left handwritten notes for her parents to read signed love, your favorite son and daughter. WTF. Laura spent many nights crying into my arms, racked with guilt and confusion. Finally, we went to the police after weeks of this harassment and filed a report. She did not want to press charges. I am working on building her self-esteem back up so she has the strength to do it if she ever wants to. The police officer said that she has enough evidence to press charges against them since she has the texts where they admitted to taking advantage of her. And they also said that if she presses charges, they can confiscate their phones and search for their video. I am still not sure how that would work, but I am not questioning it. Laura just wanted to file a report just in case anything happens in the future there is a paper trail. She's contemplating putting a restraining order on them, but they've stopped and have gone silent. We no longer have contact with them or any other friends that believe their lies. Laura is in therapy and is slowly starting to understand that she was sexually assaulted. And sometimes I go with her to support her. The hardest part for her is not feeling like it's her fault. She brings up the fact that she was drunk, and if she had not gotten the drunk, it all could have been avoided. I always tell her that it is not her fault. We will see if she decided to press charges. I can't force her to do anything she doesn't want to do, but I support her in anything she chooses. So there it is. I am not sure what to make of the craziness that happened after that night. I don't get why they went psycho, leaving her notes and gifts and trying to talk to her parents. Maybe one of you guys could explain it. Too long didn't read. They went crazy for a couple weeks after the incident. Then they stopped. My girlfriend filed a police report, but so far does not have the strength to press charges at the time. She's in therapy and I go with her to support her. This was one of the most disturbing posts I've read here. I am glad Laura has support and that she's working through this with a therapist. These guys are predators, and if they don't get punished for what they did, they will do it again to someone else. Let your girlfriend understand that. These types of people are the bad guys of society. You're right. And it's scary that these guys may target someone with less support than OP's GF. But she's already in a bad place. And she already put a paper trail on them. Putting more pressure on her before she's ready may cause her mental anguish. Having said that, I really hope she gets the strength to press charges. And soon. Unlike her, these guys have no hesitation or doubt whatsoever in their behaviors. Second story. Best friend admitted to having a crush on my boyfriend M25. She also stole my idea for his Christmas present. What am I F25 supposed to do? Sorry if this is jumbled. My laptop's not working, so I'm trying to type this on an iPad. I have a best friend of 9 years and we've run into a major problem just recently. First of all, even though she's attractive, she has terrible luck with men. Men treat her like shit, so she doesn't trust them. This obviously leads to serious issues in all of her relationships, and it always ends with her getting dumped. I've been in a serious relationship for almost a year, so my boyfriend has met all of my friends. From day one, my best friend took an instant liking to him. They're both hilarious, so they laugh like maniacs whenever they're around one another. Whenever we're hanging out in a large group, they're extremely entertaining because they feed off each other's personality energy. Everyone loves it. Everyone but me. It's obvious she has feelings for him. I spoke to my best friend about this and she admitted to having a crush on him. I can't blame her. He's attractive and he treats her extremely well. Something she's not used to from men. The problem is, she won't back off. I've spoken to my boyfriend about this and he says I have nothing to worry about because he's not interested in her. But their chemistry is undeniable. It's obvious when they're together. My boyfriend says he loves me and doesn't want me to ruin my 9-year friendship with her. However, this weekend, she went behind my back and bought him the new Xbox One for Christmas. Financially, she's really well off, so this is no big deal to her. But she ducking stole my idea. She knows I was going to buy him this for Christmas because I ducking told her. She's given my boyfriend tons of hints, so he already knows what she got him. So now I am going to look like a cunt if I ask him to reject the gift, plus he's going all out for her Christmas gift as well, since she spent so much on him. This is not okay with me. It's getting to the point where I feel like she's trying to undermine my relationship with him little by little. I've noticed that whenever we're together with my boyfriend, she always tries to make herself look better and subtly puts me down in tiny ways. I am seriously tempted to end my friendship with her. My boyfriend says I am overreacting and that he'll help me work through it because he doesn't want me to lose a friend of 9 years. What am I supposed to do? Too long didn't read. Best friend is undermining my relationship in little ways. I am ready to end the friendship, but my boyfriend thinks I might be overreacting a little bit and says to work through it with him. Update 1. Some of you have messaged me for an update on my original post, so I figured I'd post it for everyone to see. I am no longer friends with her. I had a conversation with her the day after my post and things did not go well. Instead of apologizing to me for stealing my idea, she went on the defensive. She tried to justify all of her shitty behavior over the past couple of months, even though she was clearly in the wrong. So I was left with no choice but to end my friendship with her. Once I explained the situation to my boyfriend, he contacted her and let her know that he would not be accepting any gifts from her. He also told her that he thought it would be best if they were no longer friends. I actually think she was more pissed off about losing my boyfriend than she was me, which says it all really. However, this hasn't stopped her from contacting him. It's only been a few days and she's texted him numerous times. She stopped by his place last night to drop off a couple of dumb things since they're no longer friends. But in all reality, she was just looking for a reason to see him. She ended up staying over at his place for 45 minutes, giving him her sob story and acting all sad. Apparently, she even managed to cry a few tears. So now he feels bad and I have no doubt that's what her goal was. He's easy to manipulate and she knows that, but he's stuck by my side and hasn't given me any reason not to trust him, which is awesome. Third story. My boyfriend's gorgeous female friend has taken it upon herself to take care of him tonight. He's M25 sick. MIF25 being a jealous beach. I am here because I need some unbiased opinions. My boyfriend of 10 months has a female friend that I do not like very much. I personally feel that she has romantic feelings for him, though I am not sure about his feelings towards her. They became fast friends shortly after him and I started dating. So this is a fairly new friendship for the two of them. They're both fitness fanatics, so they tend to work out together quite often and do fun, outdoorsy things together. Plus, they keep in constant contact through texting, Facebook and Twitter. He introduced me to her a few months ago in a group setting, but we didn't hit it off. She was fake nice to me and had very little to do with me. I didn't say anything to my boyfriend because I know it's awkward when you first meet people, and figured she was just shy. I wanted to give her a chance. So tonight, my boyfriend's got a migraine and a stomach ache. He might be coming down with the flu. Guess who decided she wanted to take care of him tonight? His female friend. I asked my boyfriend what she was doing and he just said she was hanging out with him and making him soup. Apparently, she brought him a little care package as well. The duck. Okay. I am not trying to be a beach, but that's my job. I am the girlfriend. I get off work in an hour and I am seriously thinking of going over to his place. I think I've probably put off this conversation for far too long and now she's crossing boundaries. My boyfriend thinks she's an awesome and fun friend, but come on. Even if it's a platonic friendship, there comes a point where she needs to back off a little. Should I go to his house after work? What are your thoughts? Too long didn't read. His gorgeous female friend likely has feelings for him. He's sick tonight and she has decided she'd take care of him. I want to talk to him about this situation, and I get off work in an hour. I am wondering if I should go over to his place while she's there. Update 1. I apologize for leaving you guys hanging. Things got a little crazy last night and I kind of forgot about my original post. When I got off work, I went home and got some of my stuff together since I was going to stay the night at his place. By the time I got to his house, it was around 11:30 and she was still there. When I got inside, I found both of them on the couch together, watching movies, but she was asleep. He was laying on the couch covered in blankets with his legs in her lap, which seemed a little inappropriate. Is that considered cuddling? My boyfriend seemed happy to see me. We talked a little bit and he gave me a long hug. His female friend woke up shortly after I arrived, but she didn't really say much. She mentioned to me that she made my boyfriend soup and that he really liked it. He was persistent that I try it because he said it was better than his mom's. I declined. Anyway, the house was spotless. It looked like she tidied up everything when she got done cooking because she did the dishes and some other stuff. That was nice of her, but I feel like that's overstepping boundaries. I saw a get well soon card on the kitchen table, which I'm assuming was from her since it was with some of the stuff she brought him, though I didn't read it. About an hour after I arrived, she was still hanging around because they wanted to finish their movie. So by the time the movie was over, it was almost 1:30. My boyfriend finally decided he was ready for bed, which she seemed bummed about. He thanked her for everything and walked her to the door. She gave him way too long of a hug and then finally left. A few minutes later, he sends her a thank you text. I was a mess. I wasn't going to say anything until morning, but I couldn't wait any longer. Once we got into bed, I told him how I felt. Things didn't go well and I probably came across like a psycho girlfriend. I couldn't drop the issue. He said it was platonic and he felt like I was trying to pick a fight with him. So he got up and decided to sleep on the couch, leaving me in bed alone. A half hour goes by and he comes back to bed in tears, apologizing for leaving me in bed alone. He was really upset and kept saying he loved me and that he was sorry for making me mad. I forgave him. He was shivering. So I took his temperature and sure enough, he was running a fever. I covered him in blankets, but that only seemed to help a little bit. He couldn't stop shivering. So he clung to me the rest of the night, with his head buried into my chest. It was so cute. I felt so bad for him though. Poor guy. I don't plan on bringing her up again until he feels better. He was throwing up this morning and kept apologizing to me about last night. I told him we'd talk about it later and that I wasn't going to leave him as long as he'd compromise with me, which he agreed. He seems genuinely sorry and keeps promising me he'll fix things. So I think everything will work out. He's never broken a promise to me. Thank you everyone for the input. I can't believe how many commented on the original post. Update 2. I am furious and need advice. About a month ago, I got a lot of great advice on my original post, which is why I am here giving another update. A couple days ago, my boyfriend and I were invited to a mutual friend's Christmas party. All of our friends were there, including my boyfriend's female friend. They haven't spoken to each other for nearly a month, so I guess I didn't know what to expect. But as soon as she walked in the door, she spotted my boyfriend and ran up to him for a hug. I wanted to barf. I tried being nice. I really did. More than once. I went out of my way to talk to her, but she clearly wasn't interested. She stuck close to my boyfriend the entire night, even when he was hanging out with the guys. She tagged along. At one point, the guys went downstairs to play, some foosball, air hockey, and beer pong. She had to be on my boyfriend's team for every single game. It was ridiculous. However, my boyfriend kept pulling me close and giving me kisses in front of her, so I am sure that pissed her off. After a while, I went back upstairs to hang out with the girls. It started getting late and my boyfriend was pretty smashed. He had to work really early that morning, so he was tired and ready to go home. So his completely sober female friend announces that she'll take him home since he only lives 4 blocks away. I'll drop him off and come back. It will only take a couple of minutes. I trust my boyfriend and I wanted to stay and talk with the girls a little bit longer, so I didn't say anything. Well, 20 minutes passed and she still wasn't back. I called my boyfriend's home phone and got no answer, so I pretended to be tired, told everyone goodbye, and left. When I got to his house, I saw her car sitting in the driveway. When I got inside, she was putting her shoes on. Getting ready to leave, I went to my boyfriend's room and found him passed out on the bed, so I stayed the night with him. That next morning, I found out that she tried making a move on my boyfriend. Apparently, she tried kissing him in the car when she was dropping him off, but he pushed her away. He said she kept apologizing and followed him into the house. He was going to lay down on the couch, but she insisted he sleep in his bed. She needed to use the bathroom, so he showed her where it was. A couple minutes later, she went upstairs to his room and tried making a second move on him. This time, she tried kissing his neck and slipping her hand down his pants. That's when he shoved her and told her to get the duck out. Ever since then, she's been sending him apology texts. He told her he forgave her, but that they couldn't be friends anymore. He also gave me a genuine, heartfelt apology, which I accepted. He's been really torn up about this ever since it happened, but we're working through it. Here's the problem. We got invited to a big New Year's Eve party at this same friend's house and she'll be there as well. I seriously feel like I'm going to freak out on her. Do I let everyone know what she did or do I let it go and let my boyfriend handle it? Edit. Thanks everyone. I spoke with him tonight about New Year's and he said he does not want to go to the party. He just wants to stay home with me or hang out with our family for New Year's. He's embarrassed and made me promise not to tell our friends about the incident. So I think for right now, we're just going to keep this to ourselves. Too long didn't read. She tried making a couple of moves on my boyfriend, but he rejected her both times. Now she's going to be at the same party as us on New Year's. Original post. Hit like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing to our channel.